What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Talking Sports with Josh and Nil. I'm your host, Josh, along with your co-host, Nil.
Hello, guys.
We're going to be previewing week one. So this week for high school football is just scrimmage week. Tomorrow and Friday will be scrimmage week. So a little next week will be week one. We got a good amount of games going on. I mean, week one high school football. It's what y'all have been waiting for since football ended, probably in around November, December.
Too, man, not just them.
I know, yeah. We've been waiting on it for a minute, so it's here. I mean, it's crazy to think like this time next week will be a day away. So we got a couple games to talk about. We got 7 matchups we're going to talk about next week. We will also be talking about 7 more matchups, and it's going to be the best games we think. Not just all the big schools, some small schools in there too. The best competition we've been previewing all summer, and it's all going to come to fruition now. So we got San Benito versus Ed Couch Elsa, Edinburgh Vela versus Corpus Christi Vets, McAllen Nicky Rowe versus Harlingen High, Westico East versus Westico, Brownsville St. Joe versus Brownsville Vets, Edinburgh North versus Sherryland Pioneer, and Mercedes versus PSJA Bears. Those are going to be the games that we talk about today. Briefly go over all of them, and maybe at the end make our predictions of who we think is going to win. So we're going to do a quick commercial break, and when we get back, we'll get right to everything.
Está aquí para ayudarte a progresar, ya sea que estés empezando desde cero, cambiando de carrera o adquiriendo nuevas habilidades. TSC tiene programas accesibles diseñados para adaptarse a tus metas. Es hora de dar el siguiente paso. Piensa en grande, piensa claramente, piensa en TSC.
Time to take a new look, maybe your first look at Buick. If smart, hip, and affordable is for you, Buick's your brand. Fruya Buick, Brownsville, Texas.
100 years ago, in the heart of the Rio Grande Valley, a spark was born. From the first dreamers who stepped onto these grounds, Texas Southmost College has stood as a promise that determination can overcome any challenge. Join us as we honor our past, celebrate our present, and ignite the future together. Texas Southmost College, 100 years strong, and the next 100 begin with you.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. So once again, the 7 games that we will be talking about today, previewing for week one. We got San Benito versus Ed Couch Elsa, Edinburgh Vela versus Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial, Nicky Rowe versus Harlingen, Westico East versus Westico High, St. Joe versus Brownsville Vets, Edinburgh North versus Sherryland Pioneer, and Mercedes versus PSJ. So let's go and get it started. We're going to preview the first game that we have, Edinburgh North versus Sherryland Pioneer. Now, Edinburgh North last year, 1-9 on the season. They went, we talked about it in our preview. They had not that many stats for players on them, so we don't know what to expect. But I did see that last year, district, they could have easily made the playoffs. They lost 3 district games by a total of like 19 points. You divide that up, whatever, that's about a touchdown a game, a little less. So 3 of their games were decided by 1 possession. You turn that around, you go from a 1-9 team to a 4-6 team, which is still not the best, but it is very respectable for a team like that. And that is a playoff team.
No, for sure. And then this matchup it's good to see because I mean they're first of all on 2 different divisions, and for a lot of these games, these are all good games to see where all these teams land. It's a good way to kick off the season for the teams that did pick up better competition, or I mean, Forte, right? In a harder division. It's to see where they're landing. It is one of those situations. Even though Edinburgh didn't have one of the best numbers last year, record-wise, I mean, they were there in most of the games. You're talking about a touchdown a game is it isn't a lot, like a possession game, right? So for they're playing Pioneer for Pioneers to see where they land and how they can kick off. My opinion, I think Pioneer could take the win. Honestly, they're better. In my opinion, a better school, and they have a lot of good players. So for them, but there's a reason why they're not in the same division. So Edinburgh should technically be the better school. So it's a good way to see how they kick off.
Yeah, so last year they did play. Sharyland Pioneer ended up getting the win 21-12. Now, Pioneer, we did talk highly about them. They got a lot of players coming back. Good quarterback situation for them as they do have a quarterback coming back. I know they have a running back coming back. They have a good amount of
Almost a
players
whole offense
coming
and
back.
a defense
Yeah.
as well.
So it's going to be exciting to see. I mean, Sharyland Pioneer, they went up, I think it was 7-5 last year, 2-2 in district. They lost a couple heartbreaking games on the last second, but that's a tale of the tape, or the story, the moral of the story, whatever you want to say, for both these teams. Because we said the same about Edinburgh, right? They lost 3 games in district by a touchdown. You turn that around, you're in the playoffs. Same thing with Sharyland Pioneer. They lost a couple games by very little amount of points. Turn that around, 7-5 turns into 9-3, and it's a lot more respectable.
No, for sure, and then it's really like a momentum setting game for the season to start off with. I mean, it's no one's played a full football game in a while. Some players are new, some players are coming back. I mean, in this case for Edinburgh, is to see they're going to see what they have this season. Well, the new players are putting up to start and all that, and see where they land and to understand what varsity football is and all that. So win or lose for either Edinburgh or Pioneer, it's just a good momentum setter, and in my opinion, probably Pioneer will take that win there the first week against them, and it's a good way to set the pace for them for the upcoming games they have. So
yeah, for Pioneer, we talked about they have 2 quarterbacks returning. They're both going to be seniors here, or actually, I believe it was just they have 2 quarterbacks coming back. Like they had a little 1-2 combo, right? One that runs the ball a lot more, one that passes the ball a little better. Running back coming back, they're returning 3 experienced receivers, right? Returning 6 players on the defensive side with 40+ tackles. I know we're going to do our picks at the end of the show, but I'm going to have to agree. Like, I'm leaning towards Pioneer. But then again, we don't have a lot on Edinburgh North. Record was a lot better record should have been a lot better, but shoulda, woulda, coulda. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, football is a game of inches at the end of the day. So, I mean, you are who you are. And if you're 1-9, they did not look like a 1-9 team. They look more like a 4-6, 5-5 team, what they should have been. So it's going to be a great matchup week 1. It's a good test because they both have semi-tough divisions. I mean, Pioneer's going to be going into that. I mean, divisions. They're going to be going into districts, I apologize. Pioneer's going to be going into district where they got to play Sharyland, Mission Vets. Edinburgh North's going to be going into a division where they got to play Economides, Edinburgh High, right? So good test because they're both around the same, I would say, weight class, right? Like talent-wise. So it's going to be good to see. I'm excited. It's going to be exciting week 1 game.
Yeah, one of the best games to watch.
For sure. Going on to the next game, we're going to move on to, I would say we're going to go a little bit out of the valley here, right? We'll go Edinburgh Vela and Corpus Christi Vets. Now, 2 powerhouse schools. Corpus Christi Vets, a definitely powerhouse school. Only team that they've really lost to from the valley, I remember, is PSG North. I know that them and Vela is always a close game. Corpus Christi Vets is always a tough team to play. And for Edinburgh Vela, this just goes to show that Vela, even though they're going to play in a hard district, they are not scared to play any hard team from the non-district.
No, for sure. And I mean, these are 2 teams everyone knows about.
Yeah.
Even Corpus, and it's that one I can't even say who's more favorite. It's really a good game.
I guess the sports voters and whoever, like the quote unquote experts, they're gonna say it's Corpus Christi. They're gonna go with the Vela for sure is the top 5 team in the valley. But they're gonna go with a Corpus team because that's how it always is. Yes.
And that's you could say the stereotype, the writing on that. But I mean, just Edinburgh's always in it. They're a premier school in the Valley for football, a team that goes to the playoffs and all that. And then for Edinburgh, if they can get that win on Corpus, which I'm not saying they can. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't really have a favorite on this one. But I mean, just going into where do they play?
They're both evenly matched. I mean, so here it's saying.
I mean, they have a lot of players returning too.
Believe it or not, both teams 8-3 last year. Corpus went 8-4. Lost on the second round of the playoffs. Corpus Christi Vets in the first round of the playoffs. Edinburgh Vela lost to Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial 26-31. That was the score last year, and now they are meeting less than a year later, 8 months later, whatever it is, right? 9 months later, returning. Vela's losing a couple players, but they're returning almost the same amount. We talked about Corpus Christi Vets, how they're always very solid. I think it's going to be a back and forth game, really.
No,
I mean, it's a rematch of Biden last year.
There's going to be a little rivalry there between them, especially more for Edinburgh, right? Losing to them and all that, and I mean players coming back too, even for Corpus, they have some juniors returning on the receiver side, and have their running back returning, Andrew. Sorry, I can't even pronounce his last name, but they have a running back coming back and receivers. So I mean that's already looking good for Corpus, and the same thing for Edinburgh. I mean these are teams that have players ready to go.
Yeah.
So this matchup is very important for both teams to see how they land, how they do, and where they go from there.
Yeah, we didn't really preview Corpus Christi Vets a lot, right? But Edinburgh Vela, they got a new quarterback, so it's going to be a hell of a test week one.
Yeah, those butterflies are still going to be in there.
It's not you're not playing a Valley team. You're playing Corpus Christi Veterans, one of the best teams in the Valley, one of the best teams in Corpus alone, right? So new quarterback, they have their best receiver coming back, Falls. He had 830 yards last year, 16 touchdowns. They have a good amount of seniors coming back. Losing their quarterback, though, that's going to be very tough. They have a running back coming back. He was not the starter last year, but he had 560 yards, 5 touchdowns. Now he's going to carry on that workhorse load. And on the defensive side, they have one of the best DBs in Texas statistically. He had 10 interceptions on the year, which he was tied for the most in the country at some point. Caden Hoover, he plays a lot on the offensive side too. Ran the ball 9 times, had 200 receiving yards, 700 all-purpose yards. A lot of skill players coming back for Vela. But the difference I would say between the Valley teams and the Corpus teams is the Corpus teams can do both. They can air it out, but they can also get it done in the trenches. And I wouldn't be surprised if that is the reason that Edinburgh Vela loses. Their I don't know how their O-line's looking. It didn't look that great last year.
Just to add there something, Corpus also has a new quarterback coming in. It's a junior that got a couple attempts in, but they got 2. So really also going to be with a new quarterback.
Yeah.
So they're both, like you mentioned earlier, they're both kind of be evenly matched. So it's really a game that can go both ways, honestly.
That goes with what I was saying, right? Like Edinburgh Vela, I don't think they're returning a great O-line. D-line is going to be iffy. It's going to be. I feel like this game's going to be won in the trenches, in the box.
No, it's going to be a game,
and especially where you said they have a new quarterback, Corpus Christi, they're probably going to run the ball. It's going to be.
They do have the running back coming back.
It's going to be a game in the trenches, and I feel like that's the game.
And I mean, it's going to be a game where it's going to be a learning game, honestly, for both teams. Because
these are the games you scheduled on this year for that reason.
So that one mistake you hopefully don't want to do. I mean, it's gonna be a good mistake to learn from. Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't cost you the game or anything, but it's gonna come down to that. If there's one slight mistake, one of them's gonna take the edge and just take it from there.
Yeah, we can talk about that prediction for that later because I have my opinion on who I think it is, but I feel like this game will be won in the trenches. It's gonna be won between the O and D line, and I think it's gonna be Corpus Christi Vets O-line with the slight edge in that matchup.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I just hope Edinburgh has the home advantage, and they're playing at home. Yeah. They probably have a nice slight edge on them.
Let me double check. I believe they are playing at home, but it's good for them to schedule Corpus Christi Vets. Nobody really wants to play a team like that.
No,
especially after. They're playing away. They're playing in Corpus.
Oh, okay. So
that's changes the narrative, man. Yeah, I mean, new quarterback coming into Corpus, that stadium post is going to be crazy.
Oh, for sure. But it's one of the exciting games to watch, though, this upcoming week.
For sure. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. We talked about 2 of the 7 matchups just this week that we have. It is 4 next week, but that we're talking about this week. When we come back, we still got 5 more matchups to talk about. We're going to talk about them, get them through, get our predictions in at the end. So we're going to do a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
I fell on a loose towel at the grocery store, and now they're saying it's my fault. Do you think you could help?
Of course I can help. You should be focused on feeling better.
Oh, thank you, Law Champ. Hey, do you think I can get a selfie?
Of course.
This is the island where even the grown-ups forget what day it is. South Padre is more than an island. It's the island.
At Tortilleria Ibañez, flavor starts fresh every day. Crispy flautas, homemade tamales, and our signature chicken salad, all made for you. Tortilleria Ibañez, tradition on every plate.
It means a lot to me. TSC has changed me to make me realize that I can accomplish things. Just don't give up. I've come a long way from where I was to what I am now, and there's no limit to where I'm going.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. We talked about in this last segment, Edinburgh Vela, Corpus Christi Vets. We also talked about, who did we talk about? I forgot.
Edinburgh, yeah.
No, we already talked about, I already said them. Who else did we talk about? First game we talked about. I'm lost.
Dang it, bro. What are you doing this to
I'm
me?
lost, dude. I'm so lost. Edinburgh North and Sheridan
There you
Primary.
go.
I apologize. So we talked about those two. And this segment right now, we will be talking about Nicky Rowe and Harlingen High, and then we'll also be talking about little Brownsville matchup, Brownsville St. Joe, Brownsville Vets. So we're gonna start with Nicky Rowe, Harlingen. What team do you want to start with first?
I mean, we just did Nicky Rowe a while ago. I mean, Nicky Rowe's a team. They're different divisions, obviously, right? But this is a good game that Nicky Rowe scheduled for themselves, or if Harlingen scheduled, whoever did it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good test for Nicky Rowe to see where they land, because their team is pretty good and they were good last year, and some of their players are coming back. So this game matters a lot to Nicky Rowe. I don't know if it matters a lot to Harlingen. Harlingen is probably going to think they have the upper hand, like they should, right? But
always is ranked top 5 team in the Valley by the experts or whoever it is. They always think top 5 team in the Valley, and rightfully so. I mean, they're always up there.
Yeah, no, for sure.
They compete in the hardest district in the Valley, and they usually come on top in the hardest district in the Valley. So, I mean, I think Harlingen definitely isn't looking at it as a easy game by any means. But
no, for sure.
But the experts are gonna say that it's a easy game for Harlingen, and I think I don't never really know.
Nicky Rowe returned some of their good players, right? That they're coming in. They were good last year and all that. Mm-hmm. So this game for Nicky Rowe means a lot more than it would mean to Harlingen. So Harlingen probably just another game, start off the season and all that. But if Harlingen can pull off a win against this Harlingen team, which Harlingen lately has been on a, they
went 5-7 last year
on a down slope. Who knows the new season, right? So we can't say anything about this season. It's about to start, right? So even for Harlingen, right? If Nicky Rowe takes you 4 quarters where they're right there with you, bro. But even though you win, was it really a win? Let's be honest, right?
Like morale wise, like for you and your morale, it's you're coming in and I'm not trying to say how Harlingen thinks about other teams, right? But if it's not like a top team in the Valley, like a Nicky Rowe, right? Like they're telling their players, we expect to win this game, and we expect to win this game by a lot. And that's no disrespect to any team. It's just what we saw from Nicky Rowe last year. Not that great. What we saw from Harlingen last year wasn't that great either, but 5-7, second in District 32-6A, however. But I mean, you could see an upset here. You never really know, but I just think Harlingen is that good. They're returning their quarterback. They're very consistent. And you want to say, 5-7 last year, but I mean, they got a returning quarterback who can do it on both ends. I mean, on both sides. He can throw it, he can run it. Hassan Woolery only going to be a junior next year, and he's had injury instances in the past. They're losing their best running back, Noah Wefta. But the one thing about Harlingen is they always have a great defense, and they always have a great O-line. Always, never fails. What I've noticed with Harlingen is, for somebody that's seen them since I was very little, they always have great running backs. So credits to those coaches. They produce great running backs. They develop great running backs. You already have a quarterback that can run and throw the ball. Now, we know you're going to have a good O-line. Your defense should maybe a little bit down here last year, but they played a lot of hard teams. And I feel like it's going to be a lot easier. I feel like it's going to be it's going to be a good game, but I do think Harlingen comes out on top at the end.
I mean, maybe so, right? They win, but I mean, if Nicky Rowe can just stay there with them, right, a possession away every quarter, or not have them really be up by a lot. I mean, it doesn't prove that Harlingen is really that good. I mean, Nicky Rowe's coming in here because for them, Nicky Rowe wants to see where they land because they could probably will be a playoff team in their division, Nicky Rowe. So this game matters to them to see how they match, how they land on those things. Because when you're playing your division, that you're going to get a lot of wins in, that you know. I mean, come playoff, you think it's going to be an easy ride, but that playoff game doesn't matter because it'll be like this game, high intensity, fast football, high pace, and all that. But if Nicky Rowe, which they probably could stay there with them, neck and neck, not have it be such a blowout of a game.
Nicky Rowe definitely not a team to be slept on. Definitely not, because 4-6 last year. But you look at their level of competition, they lost by 2 points to a McAllen Memorial School, who we know is great. They lost. Yeah. They beat handedly Harlingen South, who is always a good team. They lost by 2 touchdowns to Los Fresnos, who was one of the best teams in the Valley last year. I mean, yeah, I'm talking more. You can over here say that I'm like glorifying losses, but they're right there with them. And people aren't.
You're just talking about if they can just take advantage of one thing, that game changes.
Yeah, like people are talking about Harlingen. Last year was their worst year in a while. 5-7. That is not the Harlingen way. That's not the way they like. Harlingen always goes 8-4, 9-3, 10-2. If you go 7-5 in Harlingen, that is a horrible year. They went 5-7. Yeah, you made the playoffs. You made the second round of the playoffs, and you lost by 40 points. But like 5-7 is acceptable. And yeah, they might schedule harder teams than most, right? But it's definitely good for Nicky Rowe because everybody looks at Harlingen's, the San Benitos, the PSJ Norse, like the big bad wolf, right? Edinburgh Bella. Nicky Rowe can come into Bogus Stadium week 1 and set a message, keep it within a touchdown. And like, I'm not one to be like, oh, if you keep it within a touchdown, but you lose, it's okay. Like, you want to win, obviously. And I think they can win. But if they even say they lose and it's within a touchdown, hey, that's a message to the rest of the district that they're in, to the Valley, that, hey, Nicky Rowe is not to be messed with. Second-year head coach, and they're on the right path.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's just a good matchup. It's a good matchup for Nicky Rowe more than anything. Yeah. If you're a Harlingen fan or Harlingen or whoever the hell from Harlingen, right, and you're watching as well, who's Nicky Rowe? But, I mean, it's a good football game. It doesn't always have to be about you have to be the players. Like for Nicky Rowe, this game could mean a lot to them because it's the way it's going to start the season for them and the way the path is going to put them on. So that's why it's a good game to watch.
We talk about it a lot. Momentum's a huge thing. If they can win this game, got a lot of momentum going on.
No, for sure, man.
So we're going to move on to the next game, little Brownsville matchup. We got Brownsville Veterans Memorial versus Brownsville St. Joe. So not a whole lot on these teams. Brownsville Vets last year, we all know about Brownsville. They run the ball. They don't throw the ball a whole lot. They run the ball a lot of times. They got a whole new squad coming back. They had that great class of 25 team where they went to this years before, right? Third round, fourth round of the playoffs. Now they're returning a couple players, returning a quarterback who can run the ball very well. Jake Science, going to be a senior, 112 carries, almost 700 rushing yards. Again, they do not throw the ball a whole lot. They don't throw it that much, but for him to have almost 230 yards passing, 2 touchdowns for a team that doesn't throw the ball a lot, they might, who's to say, like if that running game isn't working well, they might trust him to throw the ball a lot more. They got a player coming back on defense, Diego Benavides, with 34 tackles. Now, not a whole lot of stats on this team, but not a whole lot on St. Joe either.
Yeah, I mean, for the past couple of years for St. Joe and Brownsville Veterans, they've had phenomenal players, phenomenal runs in playoffs, good programs, really.
Some could say Brownsville Vets, Brownsville St. Joe, the two of the top 3 best teams in Brownsville, football-wise.
You could say that, and I give props to St. Joe because they had to deal with a smaller pool of players. So I'll give them props for having in the past and the last recent years good players and good records and good runs in the playoffs. I mean, that's all props to them. With compared to the other schools in Brownsville, their player pool is very small.
They do play some hard teams, like not the hardest, but they in the non-district they'll schedule a Corpus Christi Carroll, or they'll schedule a Corpus school, some Austin schools that are in their district. They got to play them. So I mean. Yeah, they're not a public school. They don't play out like the Brownsvilles, the Harlingens, but they schedule who they have to schedule.
No, they do play some good squads, and with the players they have for the past couple of years, they've have some really good teams. And right now, even for veterans too, they're coming off this weird slope of a lot of players left, all that. So they're right now in this identity crisis, you could say. Who do we have?
Yeah.
Who are we? What are we gonna do?
Yeah,
I mean, for veterans, they have a run game, right? But for St. Joe, I don't really know what they have. For last year was an okay season for them. It was a good season actually, not that okay.
I mean, last year Brownsville Vets came in to St. Joe and they won 56-31. I feel like it's going to be a lot less of a scoring game this week.
I think this year they're going to be evenly matched. I don't think one or the other is going to be better than each other. They're both lost a lot of players, and there's weird dynamics. So it's a good game to kind of see also.
Brownsville Vets not returning a lot of players, breaking in a whole lot of new players. And we talk a lot about momentum. If they can beat Brownsville St. Joe, they might not have the most talent, right? Like as compared to like the other teams in the district when they get to the district. Piaget North, Arlington, San Benito, Piaget. But if they could get, all you need is like 2 wins in that district, and if they can get some momentum, you beat a Brownsville St. Joe. If you can handle them the way that you think you are, no matter how like I
don't think the
lack of talent your team has, like momentum's a hell of a thing.
Well, I don't think Veterans is favored either. Like the way you're saying, I think St. Joe is right there with them this season at least, right? I think they're both kind of equally matched on this game.
Thing with St. Joe. Having a new quarterback coming in, they're losing a good amount of players. I mean, we've seen a couple of their players go onto big schools, football schools, but they don't have them anymore. And not a whole lot of what we're hearing from St. Joe, but I know that the coaches at St. Joe always do a great job at making sure, and like you said, making do with what they have, and they do pretty well because they never really have bad years. So I think it's going to be the game to watch in Brownsville. For sure, I think that game's going to be packed, and I'm torn between who to pick. I think it's really evenly matched.
Yeah, I think they're both right there with each other. I don't know who takes who. If we know they're running the ball, so does St. Joe, right? Yeah. So if you can figure out a way to stop that running game, and the quarterback didn't throw a lot last year. So how good is his throwing game? You could say too. So he probably has no receivers.
And for St. Joe, if you are able, we talked about what happened for Vets, if they could beat St. Joe. St. Joe could beat Vets, which is very, very possible. Talk about momentum. One big thing is momentum. And if they could beat Vets, which
it's a good way to start the season.
One of the best teams in the Valley last year, went to the playoffs. Years before that, rounds in the playoffs. Who's to say what could happen, right? Like, you never really know what could happen. It's week 1. Everybody's new. And it's gonna be.
Yeah, I think if St. Joe can pull off that win there, any of them, right? You always want to take a win the first game of the season. It's a good way to start your season, right? But if St. Joe can really go in there and take that win especially from last year, you're having some little vengeance, right? You want to win against veterans, right? Who doesn't? Sure. So if they can pull that off, it'll lead them in a good right path this season starting off. So
yeah, no, for sure. We got 3 more games to talk about. So we'll talk about one more, then we'll go to a break. So we got next game coming up. San Benito versus Edcal Chelsea. Now, not the flashiest game on the schedule. San Benito, everybody knows about San Benito, and some people might say that Edcal Chelsea has a sort of a up and down couple of years, football-wise, talent-wise. So, when we previewed them last week, I think Edcal Chelsea is going to be good. They're looking solid. San Benito, I've already said what I had to say on San Benito, right? But if they are who we think they are, or if they are who I think they are, this is going to be a really close game.
For Edcal coming in, if they could beat a team like San Benito, that's props to them, right? It's San Benito we're talking about, right?
Yeah,
so
it's a big bad
good premier school they've been, right? Defense, couple of years, who knows? They've lost some of their defense coordinators, all that. The defense coordinator now, Rivera, doing good work there. But San Benito's still a school. When you've been good for so long, there's a reason why. You know how to be good and you know how to develop. And
they win. Say what you want. They win.
Yeah, and that's the reason why San Benito is good. It's just because they had a bad or not such a good season last year. Who's to say this season turn around? Hey, the players learn, the ones that are coming back, and how to do things. So that could be the case. And for San Benito, you want to get this win on. I hope San Benito thinks they're the better school and they're going in there with that mentality.
Knowing San Benito, they do have that mentality. The coaches do a great job at giving them that mentality. And it's like in that locker room, it's all about any locker room, any football, basketball, any sport that you're playing locker room. It starts with the coaches. And the coaches think that they can get it done. The players think they can get it done. And I know for sure the coaches think they can get it done. They are very confident in themselves because they always have great years. And last year, not so great of a year. But I've said what I said. Prove me wrong. So they got Edcal. So we're going to talk a little about Edcal, right? They're returning almost everybody. They got a quarterback coming back. They didn't throw the ball a whole lot, but he did. He made do with what he had. 900 passing yards, 11 touchdowns, five interceptions. Ran the ball for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. As a quarterback, very respectable. Running back, Aiden Metcalf coming back. Almost 170 carries, 980 yards, 9 touchdowns. And they got a freshman receiver coming back. He's going to be a sophomore next year. And then on the defensive side, they have a lot of players coming back. Jeremiah Sandoval is going to be leading that defense on the middle linebacker spot, and Marcus Garcia at that corner.
I mean, Metcalf's coming in here rolling with the squad already. Like they
have much to learn for this team because almost everybody's coming.
They have all their teams. So for them, I think, I mean, if they're San Benito's in the better division, right? Where it's like it's 36A football.
Experts are going to pick
36A football that we all know about 36A football. So for Ed Couch coming in here and playing this game, I mean, I think Ed Couch knows they could maybe win this game. So I don't think it's either like a San Benito super high, but I don't think Ed Couch is over here either. So Ed Couch could win this game, but
I mean,
you can never underestimate San Benito, like you said, though.
No, I mean, the thing with these teams, especially Ed Couch's, the Real Hondos, they have a big, and it's not always a bad thing, but they have very high confidence in themselves because of their records, and they might not always play the best teams. They're not like if you go 8-3, but the best team you played was like a mission, right? It's a lot better than going 6-6, but the best team you played was like Harlingen and Corpus, right? So none of these teams have. Some of them have, but not always played the big schools and got punched in the mouth to know like, oh, this is a big team we got to worry about. But so Ed Couch for Ed Couch, I'm sure they're like, we were great last year. We're going to be great this year. San Benito, like if they step in our way, we're going to win because they never played to that talent, to that level of talent. They never played against that level of talent, but it can be a good thing because it's like they can come in here and just roll with it and not be scared because they have not experienced the San Benito team, not experienced Harlingen.
I mean, playing San Benito, I think in any sport, really, at least in my experience in basketball, it's the San Benito is always very present.
I mean, I played in football, and it's a very intense, very intimidating thing. And if you're an Ed Couch, you've never played against a team like that before. You don't know what to expect, but that can also be.
I mean, but for sure, San Benito's coming into the season wanting to change things around, like going back to who they were. But I mean, going back to greatness takes a while. You gotta be bad for a little bit to get better again, and it's all right. It's not the end of the world, but I mean, players are going to be coming back, experience for San Benito, all that. They're going to learn from last year, and hopefully, if they can get a win against because they're going to be senior heavy, Edinburgh. So if they can beat against if they're juniors and if they're juniors and sophomores can come in here and beat them and all that, or their seniors they have. I mean, it's a good way to start the season for San Benito against a good team too.
Yeah, I mean, just to put a pin in it, right? Ed Couch has never played a team, hasn't played a team this caliber in a long time. Some people that do, like the common teams, the PSJs, the Hannas, the Brownsville schools, right? That sometimes play a San Benito team. It's like, oh man, we're playing San Benito. Like they know what to expect. San Benito's physical. San Benito's an amazing team. Ed Couch, it could be good on their part because we've never played San Benito. They don't know how they play, and they can go in there and just run circles around them because they are not intimidated due to the past experiences with San Benito. So I think it's going to be a good game. We'll do our picks on this at the end, but we're going to do a quick commercial break. When we come back, we got 2 more games. We have Mercedes versus Piaget, and the last game, Westlaco versus Westlaco East. We'll be right back.
At Brownsville ISD's Pre-K3 and Pre-K4 programs. At BISD, 3 and 4-year-olds develop fundamental skills that pave the way to lifelong success. With quality educators, access to the latest technology, and free nutritious meals to fuel the day, our young minds explore and learn in exciting new ways. Enroll your 3 and 4-year-old today at Brownsville ISD, the best choice.
Kenny Perez came from a small town in Texas. At Kenny Perez Law, we won't stop fighting until our clients get what's rightfully theirs. We're right by your side, no matter what. Call Kenny Perez Injury Lawyers today, 956-999-1111.
standard of excellence has always been Cadillac, so be iconic and drive one. Free your Cadillac, Brownsville, Texas.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. We got 2 more games to talk about today. So we're going to talk about Mercedes versus PSG Bears. Make that known. PSG high. So we're going to talk with Mercedes. 11-1 last year, lost in the second round of playoffs to Alamo Heights. Moving into a semi-new district, kind of. We talked about them returning a lot of players, a lot of young players, like on the defensive side and the offensive side. They were returning a lot of sophomores last year, juniors now, that were highly productive for Mercedes. Let me go find them. They're losing their starting quarterback. They have a new one, Louis Rincon, coming in. Losing their starting running back, but Noah Buenrostro, he is looking to lead the running back room. Almost 63 carries, 400 yards, 12 touchdowns last year as a sophomore. And he also had 118 total tackles and 6 sacks. So a sophomore doing that, both sides of the ball. You have Frankie Salinas, 74 total tackles, 3 interceptions. He also had almost 800 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns. Playing both of those players, starting both ways, producing both ways as sophomores. So they have a lot of players coming back. Very young team. But next year, this upcoming season, I'm going to say very experienced team because they played a lot last year, right? So the only thing that's going to be scary for them is plugging in that starting quarterback. Rincon, we covered him a little bit for Mercedes when we covered baseball. He can throw the ball to baseball, right? But, I think you see a lot of baseball players that go and play quarterback and do semi-well. I think he has to do just a semi-decent job, and this Mercedes team could be looking at a similar season like last year.
Yeah, they're running in here with a lot of firepower, a lot of experience, which matters a lot in football, right? Especially in high school, where how many years have you played Leatherman football, right? And but that is something worrying. Is a new quarterback. Can you mesh that in there, and can he learn his players and all that? And playing a school like PSG Bears,
Very down.
just because PSG is in a better district, it's not like this PSG school isn't. How do you put this?
They weren't that great last year.
They're not the greatest school, but they are in a better district for a reason and all that, right? So they technically are supposed to be, like you say, the experts or the
top dog.
The magazines, whoever does high school football stats are gonna say.
Especially them, they're a very air raid offense. They're very high flying, very flashy. They throw the ball a whole lot. They don't run the ball too crazy. You want to move on to PSG, right? 1-9 last year, not great. 1-4 in district, and only moving to a harder district. But we talk about some games that were semi-close. Edinburgh, very respectable school. PSG lost by 3 points. Cherlin Pioneer, very respectable school. They lost by a touchdown to them. La Jolla had a great year last year, lost by a touchdown. So easily could have moved on from a 1-9. We talked about Edinburgh North, right? They could have been a 1-9 school all the way to a 4-6.
PSG's record doesn't reflect that, but they're a good school. Why? Because they play a lot of good competition. So their players know how to play good football, and they know what good football is too. At that, they're losing, but they're losing. Watching some good football while they're at it. So even though they're playing this better experienced team of Mercedes with all these players coming back and all this and that, PSG shouldn't even flinch. They know what good football is. They've played very hard schools in the Valley and all that. So so I don't think they'll be scared on Mercedes.
Their name of the game is throw the football. We all know it. It's no secret. Like you say, everybody knows Brownsville Bed's going to run the ball. Everybody knows PSG is going to pass the ball. Now, we talk about they have 3 quarterback, 2 receivers coming back. They have Dylan Rodriguez, who's going to be a senior. Ran the ball a lot, but he had almost 1,500 passing yards, 11 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. So he needs to clean up those interceptions. He's going to be throwing the ball a lot. He's got 2 great receivers to throw the ball to. Jonathan Sosella, 57 catches last year, 700 receiving yards, 4 touchdowns. And Riley Limon, 40 receptions, almost 400 receiving yards, and 3 touchdowns. So 2 great experienced receivers coming back. On the defense, they have a couple players coming back as well. And you have an experienced quarterback. I cannot explain that enough. You have an experienced quarterback. That could be the difference maker.
Yeah, like you said, Mercedes getting a new quarterback or a new starting quarterback in the role, right? Who's going to have all the reps. It takes some adjusting to do to pick up the game, to pick up the things and all that. So, the first game is going to be a little iffy, right, for Mercedes in their QB position. But at least in the side for PSG, it's looking good for them. They have their players coming back, and they know what good football is, and they're going to be able to play that, air it out. So the key here is, can Mercedes stop that the throwing game, you know?
Yeah.
Can they be there on top of that?
I mean, history shows that Mercedes can. But we've seen years where PSG isn't great, and then we've seen years when PSG is on, and when they're on, and they're tough to stop. So,
I mean, but Mercedes has seen other type of football. PSG isn't the type of football they've seen. You know what I mean? So that's the difference too, right there.
They were also in the district with Mission Vets. Mission Vets kind of does the same thing. Definitely better quarterback. Well, they have Mission Vets probably the best quarterback in the valley. So if they can see it from them, I think they have a chance to shut it down with PSG. But I want to see for Mercedes, like we talk about Buenrostro he didn't start at running back, but now he's going to start at running back because both running backs are gone. So if he starts at running back, is he still going to start at linebacker? And if he is, 120 tackles last year, 12 touchdowns on offense, that's going to be tough to top. Like maybe, I don't want to say he gets gas, but that's going to be tough. And then for Frankie Salinas, had about 700 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns on the offensive side, and also had like 2-3 interceptions on the defensive side, 80 tackles, something like that. Can they repeat that? And I mean, it's tough. Like, I think you only get better, obviously, from your sophomore to junior to senior year, but that's something tough to top.
Yeah, they only do get better and all that. But I mean, just interesting game overall because, I mean, Mercedes wants to start off the season hot. They want to start off, hey, we be the better team in a better district. We pick the one at the bottom, but you still, right? But this, I don't want to knock down PSG either. I believe, I mean, from a lot of losing you learn, from a lot of mistakes you learn. So if PSG, they were in most of the games by a possession or two. They were right in there last year. So I think PSG doesn't want to start off the season losing. They want to be the team like a Mercedes because if they can be a team like a Mercedes, that's good because Mercedes is a stacked team everywhere. So if PSG can beat them, it's a good thing for them too.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be an exciting game. That's one of the most exciting games in week 1 just because both teams have something to prove. I mean, Mercedes wants to keep that last year 11-1, 10-0 in the regular season. They look like they could do that again. And PSG not so great, playing in an even harder district now. But then they want to prove everybody wrong because 1-9 really isn't their way, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Moving on to the last game we have, one of the best games in the valley, Westaco versus Westaco East, ultimate rivalry, crosstown rivalry, whatever you want to say, right? So we're going to start with, they did not play each other last year, so which isn't really, it's not really what we see a lot. But Westaco coming in 9-3 last year, 5-0 in district. They beat some good teams in the first round playoffs, like San Benito, 33-0. They beat La Jolla, who was in the playoffs last year, 57-7. They played San Benito again in the regular season, won 10-7. They lost their 2 losses in the regular season were to Laredo teams, which pretty solid teams. But they also put up a 49 burger on Harlingen and beat McAllen Memorial 31-24. So we talked about Westaco, a good amount of players coming back as well. And Westaco, like the San Benito, like the Harlingens, PSG North, they don't lose. They're used to not lose. They're used to win.
No, I mean, interesting matchup, right? 2 good teams. Westaco, you could say what, top 10 team in the valley.
For sure. I would say, if I were to rank them, I would say
even higher.
Top 5, maybe.
Top 5. Like, we know who Westaco is and what they've done and all that. And, so this game, I mean, good way to kick off for sure. Football's back, rivalry at Westaco, both teams, the whole town's going to be there, all that, you know, for the, I don't know how many people live in Westaco, but whoever lives there, right, it's going to be cool. Because, I mean, we've seen in the stadiums, all that, they're super passionate about it. So, I mean, I don't even know who's going to be better, who's going to win.
So he's got that new head coach. So
that's also.
He definitely wants to turn that program around. Not that they were horrible, it's just they've been on a little bit of a decline in the past couple of years. For Westaco coming back, they are losing a quarterback, their 3 best receivers. What they can rely on, because they are very 50-50, I would say. From watching them, from playing against them, I would say they're very 50-50 as in they throw the ball a lot, but they also run the ball a whole lot. They're returning with running back Malachi Rodriguez, 100 carries, 635 rushing yards, and 7 touchdowns. Now, that's pretty much it on the offensive side. I mean,
if they're probably going to trust him with the rock again, you know, if you're going to be testing out things against it, you want to play it safe, not do a lot of mistakes, you're a quarterback. So if you have a running back coming back, probably we're going to see a lot of runoffs, a lot of handoffs, all that stuff. So
another thing about Westaco, we talked about Harlingen. They always have a good running back. Westaco always has some great receivers. And I mean, like, they develop them. And I know we haven't seen that much tape on them, but I feel like Westaco can have some good receivers.
No, I mean, for sure, it's.
I think it'll take a couple weeks to get that passing game going, though, because 3 new receivers coming in, new quarterback coming in.
Yeah, it takes a while to learn and all that. It's a good. Luckily, it's a good long season, right? So this game matters. A lot of people are probably gonna have jitters. Well, everyone's gonna be there. Home and away is gonna be. It's gonna feel like home. Your team's gonna be there. Their team's gonna be there because it's on the same city. So I mean, it's gonna be a fun game to watch for sure. That's why it's a nice, good game to look out for this starting season.
On that defensive side, they got 3 players coming back on the D line, 14 combined sacks between all 3 of them, and then on the back end, a free safety, Seth Moya, coming back, 4 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles. 54 tackles, so they got at least 4 dogs coming back on that defense. For Westaco East, I know we talked about them a little bit. I think they're definitely going to have a bounce back year as from what they did last year, but it's going to be tough. I mean, like they are not returning. I mean, let me double check on them, but I don't think they're returning that many players. So they're returning Jay Herrera, he played running back, played receiver. 67 carries, 730 yards, 10 touchdowns. He also had 200 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns. They're returning 8 defensive players with 2 or more tackles. So that's great. Like, you have an experienced defense versus a not so much experienced offense. It's gonna be exciting to see. But I know they're returning. I mean, they're breaking in a new quarterback as well. I mean, other than that, you run the ball a lot, so it's good to have a running back coming back. But it's going to be an experienced defense at Westaco East against an experienced offense in Westaco.
It makes a great matchup for football.
It really is. And I mean, it's going to be tough. I mean, it's one of the games of the week for sure. But I'm excited to see. But
should we just start picking them?
I was going to say, do you want to go on with the picks? Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Because we're in Westaco already, might as well start from there.
All right,
running backwards. So
back and forth.
Yeah, you can go.
All right. Well, I'll start with Westaco East then. Westaco East and Westaco. It's going to be tough, but I'm going to take Westaco on that one. I think the inexperience of Westaco East is going to take over, and Westaco has an experienced defense. I think it's going to be...
I'm right there with you. I think it's really hard to beat Westaco, right? They're top premier team, and they're coming back in
I
here.
think it's going to be like a 10-7, 13-3 ball game.
But for Westaco East, it's a good start to your season, right? You're playing a good premier school, all that. See, it's a learning game, right? To see how you do. So it's not that bad, but I'll take Westaco too on this.
So we both got Westaco on that one. I mean, not that much. Conflict there, right? We're going to go on to Brownsville St. Joe, Brownsville Vets. Who do you got on that one?
Man, I'm not... Give me St. Joe. I'm not really feeling veterans this season. If St. Joe can just stop this running game, which that's all there's going to be, if they can capitalize on just blitzing them, doing that, stopping all that, they could win this game, right? But it's not really a favorite game either way. I think they're both equally matched. They're both coming down on slopes, all that, right? So it's a game and go either way. You can go the veterans or you can go St. Joe, but in this case, I'll take St. Joe. I'm gonna ride with them and see what they can do.
I was in between, teetering in between both on the break. I'm gonna go with Brownsville Vets, and not by much. Like, I think this is another game like Westaco East, where it's gonna be a very inexperienced game for both teams, not having that much varsity experience. I'm gonna go with Brownsville Vets. It's going to be a close game, though. Like, it really could go either way.
Yeah, they're right there.
We can move on to the next game. Edinburgh North versus Sherryland Pioneer. I'll go first now, right? So, I'm going to go Sherryland Pioneer in this one. I think they're just the overall better team. I think Edinburgh North will be a better team coming back, like, from last year. But I think Sherryland Pioneer's not losing that many players, and I think they're going to make the playoffs, and I think I said be a second seed in their district. So I think this is going to be the start of a great season for them.
I don't know, man. I think give me Edinburgh on this one.
You got Edinburgh North?
I think they can take this win on them. They're a little experienced, got players coming back, all that good stuff. So I think they can get a nice W versus Pioneer here.
It's going to be tough, man. It's all exciting games to see. Hopefully we can cover at least one of them. Moving on, we got Edinburgh Vela, Corpus Christi Vets. Who you got now? Tough game. Edinburgh Vela lost to Corpus Christi Vets by 5 points in the first round of the playoffs last year.
You know what? Give me Edinburgh Vela because they're running in hot. They got a lot of good players coming back. They've played them before.
Yeah.
So I feel, last year was last year. There's a new season, right? If you can get this win starting this season, it puts you on the right path. And I really want to ride with Edinburgh on this one, and they can get this win against Corpus.
Give me Corpus Christi Vets. Corpus Christi Vets. everybody's going to be voting. I mean, saying that they're going to win. But I think these games are going to be won in the trenches. We've already said that. Edinburgh Vela, I think they're going to be light in the box. I don't think they're going to have that many returning players on the D-line. Corpus Christi Vets, I think, not an experienced quarterback, experienced running back. They always have a great O-line. I think that's what's going to end up winning the game for Corpus.
Yeah, it's going to be a game that you want. These mistakes are going to cost you.
Yes.
But I mean, Edinburgh's running in hot too. A lot of the players coming back to play phenomenal football last year, and they should be doing the same thing they did last year. It's all about momentum, so they can do that. Great way to start the season.
Yeah, I think they'll be all right for sure. It's going to be another close game right there. Honestly, most of these games I feel like are going to be low scoring. Like, I'll get to the high score.
I think some of them are going to be good.
But like these ones that we just went over, I think they'll all be low scoring. Now we're going to move on to we'll go Nicky Rowe Harlingen.
Nicky Rowe Harlingen.
I went first.
Yeah,
You went, okay, so I go first. Okay. Nicky Rowe Harlingen. Man, I'm gonna just be the guy. And I'm gonna say Harlingen. I think it's gonna be a pretty chalked up game. I think Harlingen's gonna run away with it. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout, but I think Harlingen is gonna experience is gonna come in and I think that quarterback's gonna have a hell of a game.
I don't know, man. Give me Nicky Rowe, man. Something about
Really, Nicky Rowe.
If they can hang out, I feel they can stay there on. They can hang out there with him and all that. They can hang with him.
Over
all these
Harlingen High.
Yeah, they can hang with them 4 quarters and capitalize on one of their mistakes. It probably will happen. They could probably win the game. They're not going to win it by much. Like you said, it's going to be a close game probably.
Yeah.
But I think Nicky Rowe can maybe, be on the path for something good this season.
Wow,
So that's
you're
me.
on something. I don't know. They'll tell you what you're on in the comment section, but it's something. I respect it. That's a hot take right there. We got, I believe, 2 more games. So now we'll go on to Mercedes versus PSG. This game, I think, will be a high-scoring game for sure. Who do you got?
Man, give me Mercedes, dude. Mercedes is running hot. Players coming back from everywhere. The quarterback position is going to be the only iffy part, but I think he'll fit in just fine. It's not like he's a true freshman or anything like that, not college.
Yeah,
but
can
not
say
like
he's a junior, and all these players on Mercedes are going to be juniors. He's been playing with them.
Yeah, so he should do okay. He shouldn't do that bad compared to like if it was a fresh first game, all that. Still gonna be a little jaded, right? Your first game as starting quarterback, but now give me Mercedes. They're running hot. I think they could win this game too. Maybe by like 2 touchdowns or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to agree with you, but disagree. I got Mercedes too. I think PSG is going to have a great season. I think this will be one of their few losses on the schedule. You're playing a tough Mercedes team who's coming back, returning a lot of players. Mercedes, I think, is going to have a hot hand, and I think PSG will have a great season. I think Mercedes is going to have a better season. So I'm going to go with Mercedes on that one as well. In a high-scoring game, I got Mercedes winning that one also.
All right, here's the last one.
The last one.
San Benito
versus Ed Couch. Man. Give me Ed Couch Elsa to upset San Benito week 1 and go, I believe it's into Bobby Morrow. If I'm wrong, it's going to be at home, and beat San Benito. I believe Ed Couch has the tools. They have the players. I don't think they're scared of anybody. They haven't experienced a team like this. I don't think they're scared of it. They're returning quarterback, returning their running back, returning a lot of players on defense, and they're returning a really good wide receiver. I think if they put the formula together, I know they've been prepping for this team for weeks. I think they can take advantage of San Benito and give San Benito a week 1 loss.
I'm not even gonna lie, San Benito is a good school. They've been playing good football. I mean, for the past couple of years, the last 2, you could say they haven't and all that.
Yeah.
But you gotta give me Edinburgh on this one too. So Edinburgh again. That's my bad. Gotta make the I think their Couch is gonna come in here playing good football. Players are coming back everywhere and all that. And they can come in here and beat this San Benito school where they're known for their defense, all those things, blah, 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 what everyone knows, right? It's a good way to start and improve something for San Benito, though. I think they're right there with it, too. I don't think they're going to blow them out by much.
No, definitely not. I think it's going to be a very, very close
game. But I'm
game.
also riding with Ed Couch, man.
It's at Bobby Morrow. It's at San Benito's going to be at home. I think Ed Couch goes in there and just
I got to ride with Ed Couch, too. They're looking good, so...
Well, that's going to do it here for us. We went over our 7 games that we think will be a good look for next week, week 1. We're also going to go over 7 more next week also. Our predictions, our stats, so let us know in the comments who you think is on what. But that's going to do it here for us, and we'll see y'all next week.
Rev up your future with Texas Southmost College's Auto Body Repair Program. In just 2 semesters, you'll gain the skills to become an auto body repair specialist. Learn using industry-standard iCar Academy to get you job-ready fast. If you're ready to drive your career forward, TSC's Auto Body Repair Program is the place to start. Classes are filling fast, so visit tsc.edu and apply today.